And it's with regards to the Anglo-American Platinum saying that it will begin laying off an estimated 7,000 workers next month. The consultations between Anglo-Plat and key stakeholders into the restructuring of its business have been concluded. A very good morning to you, Mr. Mathunjwa, and thank you very much for speaking to us. If you'll allow me, sir, to just get your opinion on what we've been speaking with Mr. Du Plessis about the issue at Lonmin. You've now got the agreement, majority representation union that you were looking for, but it would seem that some of the other unions believe that what it does then is that it de-recognizes some of the smaller unions. Is this what you had wanted, though, given the fact that what you had been agitating for is the fact that you are the majority union, you want recognition of that, but the effect of this new agreement now sidelines any minority unions? Your response to that?
Thank you. Even though I was not prepared for Lonmin, I was prepared for...
I absolutely understand, sir.
But I won't dwell much in depth on that. But the issue, if you can compare the agreement that we signed as to what NUM and WASA and Solidarity signed before, it was just suggesting that any union is not possible to come to that mine. Like, for instance, to use 50 plus 1 takes all. And in the new agreement, we've got 3 categories. We've got 30%, 40%, and 50 plus 1% across the mine. So that, therefore, it accommodates other unions. Just Solidarity is been in their laurels, or has been catered for so many years to continue with these apartheid structures, whereby C-band was normally traditionally known as for whites. So they continued and they think it's the right thing. So we collapsed all those. We said workers are workers. We know the skills, we know the remuneration is different, but we cannot treat certain section of the workers to have their own special luxury room where they negotiate their rights or their conditions of employment. So therefore, even currently in Chamber of Mines, coal and gold, the very same skills categories are under one shelter or under one roof. So why now at the mine level should we have a separate rooms where they are negotiating? So I think it's quite friendly, our recognition as we have signed.
Okay. And just a quick and final one on that. Do you have any intention at all of signing the sector agreement that has been facilitated by Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe? When we last spoke, you felt that it was against the principle of why you felt the agreement was drawn up in the first place. Do you have any intentions of signing that agreement at any point?
I mean, any agreement which it speaks to your constituents, yes, you have to sign. Remember, there were some submission made to the Deputy President desk or their facilitators with regard to the issues that our constituencies wanted to see, and those issues were never incorporated to that agreement. Hence, the Deputy President agreed with our thinking that we need to go back to our constituency to ask whether should we continue signing the document which doesn't speak to their concern. So, however, we've been arranging a meeting to give the Deputy President the feedback from our constituencies. Okay. Then we'll take it from there.
The Anglo-Platinum deal, you've been in negotiations with them. Anglo-Platinum saying that the consultations have been concluded. And what that means is that it begins to lay off an estimated 6,900 workers. How many of your members have opted for the retrenchment packages that have been offered?
Tabi, so I think this morning will be, sorry if I call your name correctly.
No, you've perfectly well.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We will be engaging with our shaft steward today, with the management who was part of these processes, to get the more detailed information as to the effect of their proposed dismissals, whether you call it retrenchment, but at the end of the day, it's dismissal that they want to effect. So therefore, we'll be mostly in the position to give the more detailed report maybe this afternoon or tomorrow morning.
Are you still opposed to the process, though?
We are opposed. I mean, any job loss, I mean, it's families that will be affected at the end of the day. It's not only the family, the government, the country itself. So we're just adding to those that, I mean, are unemployed. So therefore, no one should just take lightly to allow the employers just to do as they please. So therefore, hence, we are saying we are going to get much detailed information as to what should we do if the employer is still intending or not intending to go through this mass dismissal.
But what options do you think you have available, though?
I think there were some avoidance measures that were presented by AMCO. We'll see to it that were those avoidance measures being considered. If they were not considered, what was the reason given for not being considered? As for now, the employer is still open to voluntary separation package, redeployment. We have to see that processes, whether can't they scale down the number of supposedly workers to be dismissed. So thereafter is where then we'll be engaging before he pushed the forced retrenchment.
But what were the avoidance measures that you put on the table? Was it in the form of a strike? What were the avoidance measures?
Even though I don't have right in front of me my apology to that effect, but some of them was reskilling of the workers. Some of them, how can the workers maybe take ownership of those mines or shafts that are closing in partnership with other interested parties? So there were various, I think I could just forward to you those avoidance measures that to look at.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mr. Mathunjwa. We'll get my producer to get those details from you. Thank you very much for speaking to us, Joseph.